For this project, I'm using Red Heart Boutique Unforgettable. It's a 4-ply worsted weight acrylic. You can use any 4-ply yarn that you have though. And I'm going to be using a size I 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. And then you want to start off with a chain, a long chain. Okay, if you want to make this bigger or smaller, I'll show you on my mannequin here. You want to measure your chain to go just the top of the chest area and up underneath the arms. Measure your chain all the way around. Just make a long chain and hold it to where it just fits just right. And it needs to be in a multiple of 6. So I'm starting off with a chain of 84. It's a multiple of 6 and it fit around the top of that mannequin. That mannequin's probably about a lady's medium probably. So that's what I'm gonna make it for. Without twisting it, we're gonna follow it down and we're gonna slip stitch into the very first stitch to form a big ring. Okay, all the way down here. And slip stitch. Like that. Now I'm going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around my ring. I'm going to chain 1 and then the next stitch I'm going to single crochet, and I'm going to single crochet 1 single crochet in every stitch until I get back around to the beginning. And just be careful, try not to twist your chain. If you made it all the way around and you want to count and make sure that you have the correct number of stitches. If you started out like me, you should have 84, or if you did a different number for a bigger shirt, make sure you have the same number. And you want to slip stitch into that very first chain 1 like that. Okay, now I'm going to chain 1 and then I'm going to go back into that same stitch that I just slip stitched into and do a double crochet. Like that. I'm going to skip 2 stitches and in the next stitch I'm going to do 5 double crochets all in the same stitch. Like that. And then I'm going to skip 2 stitches again, and then I'm going to double crochet in the next, like that. Skip 2 stitches, 5 double crochets in the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 2 stitches, skip, and double crochet in the next. And that is the repeat all the way around. Skip 2 and then I'll put 5 double crochets in the next, and then I'll skip 2 again and then I'll put 1 double in the next, and I just want to repeat that pattern all the way back around to the beginning. Okay, once you make it all the way around, you just want to slip stitch into the top of that first double crochet. Should have had 2 stitches left here at the end. And now what we're going to do is chain 1 and go back into the same double crochet and double crochet again. And that's how we're going to start every round. Because now we're just going to repeat this round. Now we're going to come over here to the 3rd stitch of this chain 5, or the middle one, and do 5 double crochets. Oops. Then we're going to come over here to this double crochet from the previous row and double crochet. Jump over to the next shell stitch, and in the 3rd stitch, or the center one, 5 double crochets. Jump over here to the next double crochet and double crochet on it. Shell stitch, the middle stitch in the shell, the middle stitch of the 5, and do 5 more. And that is the repeat from now on. Like that. Double crochet on top of the next double crochet, 5 double crochet in the 3rd stitch, or the middle stitch of the group of 5, put 5 on top of it, so you just want to keep repeating this pattern all the way around back to the beginning, and that's what it starts to look like. I'm coming back around again, and again I just want to end it by slip stitching into the top of my first double crochet. And now I'm just going to be repeating this row for a while. I'm going to chain 1, go back into the same stitch and double crochet. And then I'm going to come over here to this group of 5 and put 5 doubles in the middle stitch, or the 3rd one. Jump over here to this double crochet and double crochet. Come over here to this group of 5, and in the middle one, do 5 more. So I'm going to repeat this row for a few times, and I'll let you know here in a few seconds how many rows total I do of these shells and post stitch. Okay, I've done 14 rows so far, and I just slip stitched at the end of my 14th row here. And I'm going to start a new row, and I'm going to chain 1, just start it the same way, go back and double crochet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it where it starts to flare out a little bit as it works towards the hips. So in the middle stitch, like usual, and instead of doing 5 double crochets, I'm going to do 7. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and And then I'm just going to repeat this, what we've been doing. The only difference is I'm doing 7 double crochets in that center stitch instead of 5. And then I'm going to jump over here and double crochet on top of that double. The center stitch here, I'm going to do 7 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochet on top of this double crochet. And that is, I'm going to repeat these rows just like this. And when I get back around here to the end, just like normal, I'm going to slip stitch and do my double crochet. And I'm just going to do my 7 double crochets in the center stitch of these 7. So this time it'll be the 4th one. So it's just what we've just been doing. We're doing our fan in the center stitch here, and we're still lining up our row double crochet right here. It's just, the only difference is instead of 5 we're doing 7, and then we're working it in the center stitch just like before. So I'm going to do a few rounds of this. So I'll let you know how many I do here in just a second. I went ahead and did 3 more rows with 3 more rows with the 7 double crochets, and I'm going to do 1 more here at the end. But of course you can make it as long as you want. It's completely up to you. But if you're good with this size, this is how I'm going to end it. I'm going to chain 1 and go ahead and go back into the double crochet and do another double crochet. I'm going to do 7 double crochets in the center one like before, but I'm going to put a point on the middle one. So I'm going to do 4 double crochets. 1, because the 4th one's the middle. 2, 3, and on the 4th one, 4, I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to go back down and slip stitch right here in the bottom or the top of this double crochet. Slip stitch like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and finish out and do the last 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and that put a little point on the end. I'm going to do that to every one of them. I'm going to go ahead and double crochet in the next double crochet, and then in the center of this 7 I'm going to go ahead and do 7 double crochets, but on the 4th one I'm going to put the point. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm just going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm coming straight back down and right into the top of the double crochet down here, right here, slip stitching like that, and then I'll finish out and do my last 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, like that. And then again I'll just double crochet into the next double crochet, that, and then I'll do the same thing in this group of 7. I'm going to do 7 double crochets, but in the 4th one I'm going to put the point. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 3, and go right back down into the top of it and slip stitch, and then finish out by doing my last 3 double crochets. And that, I'm going to repeat this all the way around, and then when I get back around, I'll just finish by slip stitching and then tying off and hiding my tails, and then we can get started on the sleeves. Okay, now I'm going to start on the arms. I already got one done, but what you want to do is lay your piece out flat here. You're going to need 4 stitch markers, and you're going to want to have, you're going to count from the corner over 9, and this side back 9. You need to have a total of 18 stitches here, and you need to do the same at 18 stitches here on the other side. So just make sure you got 18. And then what we'll do is we'll start with the slip knot on our hook. You want to start by going into the stitch that has the stitch marker in it. So just go ahead and go in it and pull through that slip knot on your hook. Okay, and that's how we'll start. Now you want to do a chain of 30. Okay, when you get your chain of 30 made, what you want to do is reach over, this is going to be the strap part, to the next stitch that has the stitch marker in it and single crochet in it. Like that. And you can take out them stitch markers now. You're not going to, on this side, you're not going to need it anymore. And now I'm just going to go across, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch. All the way around here, the arm part, where we had them 18, or we counted them 18 stitches, that's where we're single crocheting right now. And then when we get to our chain, single crochet in the stitch that we started in, and then single crochet on every stitch of the chain. And when you get done here, once you get back to your starting point, you should have a total of 48 single crochet stitches. It was the 18 that we skipped and then the 30 of the chain. So I'm going to go ahead and finish single crocheting 1 in every stitch for the length of my chain until I'm back at the beginning. And I'm going to count and make sure I have 48. I made it around and I counted and I have 48 stitches. And if you end up and you don't have 48, like you're missing a stitch or two, just add them here at the end. That way you have a multiple of 6. So it's not really that big of a deal. You're not going to be able to see it if you add an extra stitch, because this is going to be on the underneath part. So what you want to do now is go ahead and slip stitch into your first stitch, like that. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to turn this whole thing around, so I'm starting to work this way, because see, if I kept going, I'd be working this way, but I'm going to turn it so I'm working the other way. That way my stitches are on the right side. Okay, you want to start off by chaining 1, going back in the same stitch, doing a double crochet, skip 2 stitches, and put 5 double crochets in the next. Skip 2 stitches, double crochet in the next, skip 2 stitches, 5 double crochets in the next, skip 2 stitches and then double crochet, skip 2 and 5 doubles. So just go ahead and repeat this all the way around. Okay, I made it around and I just slip stitch into the top of my first double crochet, and again I'm going to chain 1, go back into the same double crochet and double crochet again. Now in the middle of the shell I'm going to do 5 doubles, and then I'm going to come over here and double crochet in the top of this double crochet. 5 doubles in the middle of the shell. So I'm just going to repeat this. I'm going to repeat this for a total of 4 more rows, so 5 total, counting the last one we just did. We're on our second one. So 5 total, and then I will meet back up with you to do the last row on it. Just got done with my 5th row on my sleeve, and I slip stitched. Now I'm going to do 1 more row, and I'm going to add a little point on the end of them. So I'm going to go ahead and double crochet into that first one, and then in the middle of this group of 5 I'm going to put 5 again, but on the 3rd one I'll put the point on it like we did on the bottom. Chain 3, go back through, slip stitch, and then go back and finish the rest of my 5, which would be 2 more. Just like that. Just to kind of match the bottom. And then double crochet in the next double crochet. And again in the center of this next group of 5, do the same thing. And of course, if you wanted to make your sleeves longer, I don't see why you couldn't make them as long as you wanted to fit however you want them to fit. And on the 3rd stitch, we'll put the point on, chain 3, go back in, slip stitch, and then finish it out by doing 2 more doubles. Now I'm just going to do this all the way around, and then I'm going to tie off, and you need to do both sleeves the same. Now that I got both sleeves done, I'm going to kind of go around the edges of the sleeves in the front, or the chest area here, and then around the back too. So just to make it look a little cleaner, I'm going to start in the back. It's a slip knot on my hook. And I'm just going to start It's probably right in the center somewhere. I'm going to go through that slip knot on my hook. And now I'm going to chain 1 and go back in that same stitch and single crochet. Now I'm going to work my way across, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch. Just like this. And then I'm going to continue back up. Now I'm going up the sleeve here. Put in 1 single crochet in every stitch. I'm working towards around the front here. And I'm just going to keep going around. I made it all the way around with the row of single crochet. I went up the sleeves, around the front chest area, back up the other sleeve, and back around the back here to where I started. And now I'm going to continue around and go around one more time with another row. So I'm just going to single crochet in the first single crochet. If you want to put a stitch marker here to remember where you started, you can. I'm going to go around one more time with the 1 single crochet in every stitch. All the way around what we just did. Up the sleeves, around the front, around the other sleeve, and then back to the back. And then when I get back around, I'm going to just slip stitch to end that round, or in that row, and tie off and hide all my tails. Okay, that's it. I hope that it turned out okay for you. I hope you were able to follow along, but that's all I'm going to do to it. Please don't forget to check out my other tutorials. I have a whole bunch of them, and if you make this or anything else, you can always post a picture on my Facebook page. I'll put a link below in the description box. And until next time, have a good night.